Hello, good afternoon everyone. Thank you for coming. Sorry, lambat sikit start. I don't know whether this is working. I'm getting some message. Anyway, thank you. My name is Azul, and the talk I'm going to be doing this afternoon is about shooting a photo series, and I'm going to be using my exhibition, which is at my booth outside there, called Kaki Lima, as the example. Okay, before I begin, actually, allow me to give a very sorry, I lost my connection now. Allow me to give a very brief background about myself. So my name is Azul. I am a photographer, of course. I'm also an educator. I teach photography at a multimedia college called the One Academy, and also at an NGO for underprivileged children called Yayasan Chowkit. I do photography workshops and photo walks. I've also been invited on the panel of judges for some photography competitions. Some of the works I've done in the past is some food stuff, the odd wedding, some corporate stuff. I've also got some of my works published in the media, in magazines and newspapers. But what I've been focusing on for the past maybe 7 years or so is actually, oh yeah, I should stand here, block. Sorry guys, I didn't realize I'm blocking your view. Ya bodohnya. Dekat sini. Okay. Sorry. So for the past 7 years or so, I've been focusing on doing exhibitions and print and publications. This is what I'm focusing on now. And I've also published a couple of books, which is one is called Jalan and one is called Shadows of Merdeka with another photographer, Grace Ho. So this is what I'm doing nowadays, yeah? Okay, so let's get on with the presentation. Photo series. A photo series is just a group of images which you can compile and for where these photos are related, yeah? They tell one story or one concept or one idea. So why do we, I believe that we as photographers, if you want to improve your photography, then you should start to think about doing a photo series. And why? Because I feel that it gives your photography a sense of purpose. Rather than we just go out every day and we take beautiful pictures, one picture here, one picture there. But if you're thinking of a series, then there's a purpose in your photography, and with this, it actually makes you think and plan when you want to go out and shoot. And this, I also believe, will improve your skills and artistry in photography. An example, okay, let's say if you were to have a series of shooting the wet markets around KL, maybe Chowkit Market, maybe Pudu Market, right? So with that in mind, you already know that the best time to go is in the mornings and maybe on the weekends, because that's when the crowd is coming in. So you go there and you focus on the people, the traders, the expressions, the light. So if you keep doing it and again, you start to compile these images, then you start to think more seriously in your work, and this again will improve your skills. I also believe that if you can look at one photo and you say, oh, that's a wow picture. You look at another picture, oh, that's a wow picture. But if you have a whole series of photos, they may not be outstanding pictures, but they have a really powerful meaning, and it affects the viewer, I feel, much more than seeing just one singular beautiful picture. And doing a series is also could be the initiation for doing exhibitions and publications, right? So this is the reasons. So, simple. What are the steps? If you want to do a series, what are the steps that we should follow? Number one is decide on the theme, on the subject. It can be anything and everything under the sun. You can actually decide on something you want to shoot, whether it's for example, the old windows, or just certain color, certain theme. You can decide on it and go on and shoot. The other way of doing it is actually look at your archives of photos, and you will see that most probably if you've taken pictures for a year or 2 or 3, there are certain things or certain subject matters which you have repeatedly been shooting, and that can become your theme already. Yeah? Spend time taking pictures. A series is not something you can do it in 1 week and you say, I'll shoot in 1 week and I'll come back with a fantastic series. It'll take several weeks, months, even a year or 2 if you really want to focus on doing a good series of pictures. So spend time, take your time, don't rush into it. And then once you have, let's say you've already shot over the period of 6 months, you've already shot 500 photos of one theme. So now is the time for you to look through your pictures and decide, okay, which one I want to select. Maybe out of 500 you want 50, maybe 10% as the best photos, right? So spend some time doing editing and selecting your pictures. And finally, you present your series. Of course, the easiest and most cheapest way to do it is just to post it online, right? And on your social media. But you might want to start working or thinking about doing physical exhibitions, prints, or zines, or books. Yeah? Okay, so that's about doing a series. So now, let me talk about this Kaki Lima project that I have. Kaki Lima, as we all know, is a 5-foot way, right? It is this shop lots, right? This passageway in front of shop lots. It is created architecturally. This Kaki Lima was developed as a protection for pedestrians against the sun and the rain. We all know this. All of us have been through this, walk through this Kaki Lima. What happened was, when I was doing some research on the history of Kaki Lima, right, I found out that, some of you may know this already, that this architectural feature is quite unique to our region, the Southeast Asian region. Indonesia, Singapore, Malaysia, maybe Thailand, Hong Kong, maybe the southern part of China. It's not something that you will get in Europe or in America. So it's quite a unique feature in our region, yeah? And originally it was known as verandas. It was introduced by the British Sir Stamford Raffles. He's credited for introducing it in this region. So when I found out this information, then I felt that, okay, so for my project, I want to document this Kaki Lima. Because now I feel that it's a heritage, it's our architectural heritage that we should be proud of, we should be aware. Even though we just walk through it all, without paying any attention, I think it's about time we should just give it a little bit of attention. And so I'm going to showcase all different kinds of Kaki Lima, from those that need a bit of touching up in bad conditions, as well as the new ones that have been beautifully restored. So the series that I have, which is, my booth is actually outside there, A05. I've got 24 photos, small photos, and most of them were shot in KL and Penang, a couple from Ipoh and Kuantan. This series was originally exhibited in Ipoh about a few months ago. I was part of a group exhibition, and this is how this idea came about, because this group exhibition, in fact, it's actually artists, they're painters, right? I'm the only photographer, but I was invited to join when they told me the theme is about heritage and culture of Malaysia. So I was thinking what to shoot. Then I did all this research and I decided to do this Kaki Lima. So it's because of this exhibition that I did this project. I feel that this is still work in progress. I shot a lot more pictures since, and yesterday itself, so many people that visited my booth asked me, so when is the book coming out? So people are already expecting me to do a book, so I think that's maybe something I will think about. Okay, so let's look at the pictures. So for my project, I'm talking about perspective. How do I want to shoot this Kaki Lima. Obviously, shooting like this through the Kaki Lima is the obvious choice, as opposed to standing outside and shooting it from a side angle, right? Because here you can see the arches, you can see what's in the passageway. So what I'm trying to do is, as you will see in my pictures, most of the time I'm waiting for something to happen. I'm waiting for someone to come into the frame, right? So I have this, and I also comparing between a traditional, the old style of arch, the first picture, and the second picture is something which has already been modernized, has already been, upgraded, like if you say. The design is different. The other thing I wanted to also show, some of the Kaki Lima is empty. There's no one inside there. So I make this concerted, conscious effort to actually include both those with people and without. Okay, let me show you now how I select my pictures. So as you all, I'm sure aware, when you take pictures, you don't just take one, right? You will take several photos of the same scene, but at the end of the day, you need to select the best one, okay? So I have this requirement, personal requirement, which says, for this project, am I shooting one Kaki Lima, I'm only going to select one photo to represent that Kaki Lima. So this is in Jalan Petaling, it's the back end of Petaling Street. So I see this couple walking, I like the reds and the blues. After they've gone, I walk to where they are standing and I turn around. And then I took this picture. So this is from the other side, okay? Just to explore different angles, different perspectives. So I took this shot, and then what happened was, so I'm standing here, right? So actually on this side is a shot, and the guy came up from this side and he went to that side and he stood there. It's from Post Malaysia. So, but the fact that this guy there, he's kneeling, he's just leaning against this, and his color is red and stuff. So, okay, this is the image that I want. So, and I reframed it, I stood back a little bit, and so I got, this is the shot that I'm happy with. So out of these three, this is the one I selected. Okay, so this is an example of my selection process. I'll give you a couple more examples. This one is in Jalan Tun Perak. And here, I'm actually purposely wanting to show through here. I want to show how close the road, the main road is to the Kaki Lima, right? To give people a sense of idea about this Kaki. People who don't know what Kaki Lima is, right? So I'm just shooting through that, but because I'm waiting for someone to walk through nicely, but this guy, he's got the mask on, not so great. This guy, this is it. So this is the image that I selected on, because it's clear and I can see the traffic light as well to show you this is the main road outside. After this, I walk to the end of this Kaki Lima again, turn around to take a different angle. I waited for quite a bit for people to walk, some time, and then finally this guy walked, and as soon as he saw me, he walked out of the frame. You know, people are a bit shy. So out of these photos, it is the third one which I selected. Okay, so this is my selection process. Yeah. So the last example I'm going to share with you is this one, which is outside of the back end of Petaling Street as well. This is where there is a Konica, the old Konica shop, closed down. So I see this shot. I love the maroon arches, the color and everything. I see the guy at the back. So this shot for me is okay already, but I'm hoping for someone to walk into the frame. I waited and waited. It was hot and sunny. People were walking outside here. They were not going inside because all these shops are closed, right? So, but after having waited a bit, suddenly this couple walk in, right? And as soon as they walk in, the guy walks out. But the lady who had just come in from the hot sun, she's holding her umbrella. Right? So this shot, okay, let me show you. So this next shot, this is for me was a contender of what one of the pictures that I would have selected. But if I show you this next shot, this is the one I selected. So the difference between these two is actually the stride. When I take pictures of people walking, I like the shape, the stride to be nice and realistic, you know. So that's why I selected this one. And then she continued walking, but now she's too big in the frame, and she's out of focus anyway, and she's taking away the shape of the Kaki Lima. So out of this, that's the one that I selected. Okay, so these are the little things that go through my mind when I want to choose and select what I think is the most appropriate picture to include in this series. So now, the photos, here are the photos that are exhibited outside, 24 photos, right? These are 8 of them. And it's a mixture of stuff, like I say, mostly KL and Penang. So I'm just trying to capture different aspects of it. This one is an example where there's nobody inside, because I just like obviously the shadows and the tiles and the blue bicycle. So there's all kinds of reasons why I would select images, yeah? So more stuff happening here. This is yeah, something like this. Penang usually has beautiful tiles, but this one I thought, this is Penang. But I just like that really old, unkept version of that. So the final 8 images are these. Okay. So the selection process is to include mostly with people in them and then some without people. Okay. So basically that's it. Please come to afterwards or anytime, just drop by the booth there. I want to share with you now, or give you some ideas, ideas about other kinds of series that you can shoot. So this is about, I did a book, and inside that book is about the LRT and MRTs, but photos are not in the book. So this is about, the concept is actually showing how people commute from A to B, and it is about the process of the train station, going into underground, waiting for the train, going in and out of the train, inside the train, what we see as we travel, all these kind of aspects of traveling, commuting using the LRT and MRT. That's just one idea. This one is just doing a series of the architecture of the mosques in Malaysia. So the first one on the top left is the old one of the oldest mosques, which is in Malacca, and you see it's got this Chinese architecture style. And then the second one, this is in Terengganu, Kedah. This one I forget. Putrajaya, KL, Putrajaya, and KL. So the thing to note about architecture is that mosques is all usually rounded, the dome, the minarets all rounded. But then we come to the modern one, Masjid Besi. It's just totally out there, totally different. And I noticed a lot of newer mosques in KL, especially the minarets are very straight and very sharp. It's no longer rounded, yeah? So just a documentation of the mosque's architecture. You can also have fun things like this. This series I call coordinated couples, right? As simple as that. So, you see how couples, they go out, and I'm assuming, maybe one of these girls saying to the boyfriend, okay, today we're gonna wear this color, okay? And the boyfriend will say, yes, dear. You guys know, right? That's the secret to a happy marriage, for the guy to say, yes, dear. Okay. So, again, it's something interesting, I think, that people make the effort to be coordinated in this sense for whatever reason. But of course, the main reason is love. Then we can have something very, very simple, don't have to be so complex. Just shoot stray cats lah. Okay? Simple, right? Most of these pictures, the cats are actually looking at the camera, which is quite easy to do if you see stray cats. Because cats, when they see you, either they're shy or most of them actually come towards you because they're looking for food, right? They want, where's my food? All right? So, simple one. Okay. The final example I want to show you. What's the time? Okay. The final example I want to show you is this. This is a montage or a collage of a hotel room. This is considered one picture. When I go on holiday with my children or my wife, I tend to like to take pictures of the room. I don't know why. So what I did was I did the whole series, but this is also unconsciously I did it. Then when I look back at my archives, I say, okay, I actually have this collection of pictures. So all these photos now have got my wife in it. and you don't really see her. She's more like a silhouette, like a person within this room. And all these photos are taken from within one room. This is actually the view in the morning through the glass with condensation. So the idea here is this: if you think about it, when you talk about a hotel room or an apartment room, whatever, if you go on holiday and we stay at this room, or we go working, let's say overseas or whatever, right? We stay in this room temporarily for, let's say, 1 night, 2 nights, 3 nights, 1 week, whatever, right? This room or this apartment is actually our safe place, right or not? When we go out sightseeing or working, whatever, we'll come back. At the end of the day, we feel relaxed, we just relax. This is our place, our safe haven at the end of the day. But it's temporary, right? It's just there for us for 2 or 3 days, whatever days that we are there for. And you think about it, before us, there were literally thousands of other strangers who used the same safe space. And after us, there will be hundreds of thousands of other people more, right? But just that concept of that moment in time for us, that's our home, but it's temporary, right? It's something like, okay, there could be something deeper into this. Anyway, so this is consider one picture. I did a whole series of this. This is in Penang. This apartment I highly recommend. It's called McAllister 118. Beautiful apartment block. You can get it on Booking or Airbnb. And it's very affordable. I stayed at a 3-bedroom apartment because I have a family of 6. Beautiful view if you get some views of the sea. Highly recommend. This one, different hotels. This is in Malacca. Right. So as you can see, all of them has my wife in it. This mysterious woman. That is the top one is the newest one, the latest one I did, which was in Ipoh. Where the Ipoh gang? Yes, yeah, the Ipoh gang. So the Citytel Hotel. This is after our trip actually. And this one, some of you may know, Paddy Box in Sekinchan. Beautiful. This is the container, right? This container they convert into a hotel. So that's it. Okay, very simple. Okay, what's the time? Okay, great. So before I end, I have a little quiz. Okay, so what I've done is I've got some photo cards that I've printed, which I'm selling actually in my booth there. But for today, I'm giving this out. So I've got 4 here. So I have 4 questions. One pack has got 6 photos in it. So all these 4 actually is the 24 pictures in what we saw just now. So I'm going to show you a Kaki Lima, and I want you to tell me where it is. And don't just say, oh, this is KL. Don't lah. Even this is Pataling Street. Not good enough. I want to tell you, if you can't tell me the name of the street. I'm really testing you guys, huh? Looks like everybody's given up hope already. So, are you ready? Or if you don't know the street, at least tell me, oh, this is near that shop lah, or it's across the street from that restaurant lah. You know, at least be more specific lah. Here we go. Number 1, easy one. Where is this? Angkat tangan. Okay, at the back there. Outside? Tak dengar lah. Is Linky Cafe? Where is Linky Cafe? Jalan Sultan. I'm looking for that. Okay, you got it. This is for you. Congratulations. Jalan Sultan is what I'm looking for. Congrats. Okay, next one. Next one. Angkat tangan. Yeah, angkat tangan lah. Correct. Jalan Tukar Abdul Rahman, okay guys. Here we go. Yeah, big hand to Ronnie. Okay, next one. Susah. Angkat tangan, please raise your hand. Very difficult. Yes. No, this is KL. Yes. Where? Jalan Street? Yes, very clever, that's good. Okay. For the last one, Can I ask you to switch on the lights, please? Who's in charge of the lights? Anybody? Yeah. Oh, thank you. Okay, last one. Where is this? This is not Kaki Lima. Where is this? Okay, Where is this? Jalan-Jalan salah. Yes. Masjid Jamek salah. Hah? Hang Tuah salah. What? KTM station salah. Central Market salah. Kampung Baru. Yeah. Kampung Baru LRT ya. Well done. Okay, cool. Thank you guys so much. I think because we're running out of time, if you have any questions, please do come to my booth and we can talk and we can chat.